Hello, everyone, and welcome back to SSRG and Your View. Today, we are going to be talking about music, Afrobeat precisely. But it's not just, about music. And like, I don't think any of us can play an instrument or have the talent to be musicians, but we all listen to music. I've seen your video, TC. You don't have the talent to be a musician. I've seen your video, so calm down.
Okay.
Yeah, so but because we are researchers, we are academicians, and we are critical thinkers, I thought that today we will talk about the past and the present of Afrobeat. So, and if you know anything about Afrobeat, if you know anything about the history of Afrobeat, you will know that it is credited to this man, Fela
Fela
Kuti.
Anikulapo.
He is the Baba of Afrobeat. And I would strongly recommend if you enjoy Afrobeat, try and listen to Fela. It's a different vibe. Like it is
Listen to army
fantastic.
arrangements first. Army arrangements.
It's fantastic. So recently, I've been listening to a lot of Fela's music, and I've been also listening to Bright Chimezi's music, who is from the southeast Nigeria. And one of the things that I realized is that in their music, like they sing songs for vibes and for enjoyment, but they also talk about a lot of social issues that affect Nigeria, affect Africa, and affect the world. Right, so like somebody like Bright Chimezie has songs like "Respect Africa." Somebody like Fela has songs about colonial mentality. Has songs about teacher, titled "Teacher,"
Teacher, don't
where
teach
he
me.
talks about the West teaching us democracy and said it's democracy. So this was like the past of Afrobeat. A lot of it had soul, had uh, important message and political discourse, which led to some of them being persecuted, right? Like somebody like Fela was exiled for a while, arrested, his mother was killed, all that happened, right? But now, which is the prime age of Afrobeat, when most people enjoy Afrobeat, personally, I get a sense that it is just to dance and vibe. Like most of them do not have any meaningful message for people listening to it. So I'm going to start by asking TC and Emmanuel if I'm just the one thinking this or seeing this, or if it's something that other people can relate with.
Thank you for that, Prince. To begin with, you don't need to ask whether you are the only one thinking this. This is something that a lot of people have been thinking and talking about for a long time. So it's not really like it's not a new thing to some extent. And yeah, you are right. Because I feel that in this era, people listen to just the beat and just for the vibe, to drink and dance. But when you listen to the lyrics, all the time, most Afrobeat songs, it's just like babe or money or babe or this, Amaka or Chioma or Caro or this
Caro is
kind of
very
thing.
popular.
Oh, God, this
Yeah,
Caro.
and I even feel that these days, Afrobeat to some extent, because of the lines, the lyrics, some of them tend to even amplify the social issues we are even trying to battle. They
Mm,
do.
mm.
For example, I'll be very practical right now. For example, a lot of them are always talking about, try, I will make money by all means, no matter what it takes. Nchubagodi mgbada, mmegodi nka. I always think when younger people listen to this kind of things, what does it tell them? I love Afrobeat. I play Afrobeat almost every day of my life. But I feel the problem, Prince, is that things have changed. The songs no longer have that deep meaning because I feel that this current generation are no longer interested in that deep message that the song is trying to convey. Now, la vida loca be their own concern. That's what I think.
I
Yeah.
think I think that beyond this generation not being interested, even though we can't prove that, but I also have a sense of like they don't have to be interested for you to see something. And because when Fela was in his prime and singing, most people were not interested. Like even people were, like you mentioned, people were persecuting him for the kind of music he was singing. Like he had problems with OBJ, he had problems with so many people. And so like it's not singing about what people want. It's about finding that niche
Now,
that,
but
oh,
but
there's
sorry for the short interruption, TC. You continue. I think these artists are conscious of what people need, because you have to remember it's also business. They are not
that's
just singing to
that's
entertain, they want to make money. So if they don't give the audience what they want, it's not going to sell.
I do
I
have
think
a
you get
I have a thought about that, but I'm going to let TC finish because I have
yeah.
a different
Yeah.
opinion on that.
I think Imam makes a great point when he said that the artists of our time wants to make money. Because I don't think that was a driving goal for the people who the torch bearers like Fela and Chimeze. That wasn't the goal for them to make money. They were doing it for an entirely different purpose. But the artists that we have now, and to an extent, you wouldn't blame them because like you have to feed first, you have to be fine first. So whatever you got to do to have that money, you do it. And if it's the beats that's giving you that, but I generally agree that like the lyrics, and I'm also guilty of this. Like the lyrics we listen to these days, sometimes they are even what's the word? Tend to
Sexist,
sexualize.
misogynistic,
Yeah,
internalized
yeah.
racism, all that are contained in the lyrics. Yes.
Like the one, if you know this, if you
Glorifying
know,
wealth over everything. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So that's the era we are in right now, and it's kind of bad. And I remember when Burna Boy was coming up, people were calling Burna Boy like the new
The next
generation.
fella.
And,
I was going to talk about him because he is going to lead to my next question, right? And this question is connected to Emma saying that this generation are not interested in this type of music. Like I understand that at the end of the day, it's business. They have to make money. But I remember in 2020 when we protested in Nigeria, Burna Boy made a track and people were playing it all the time. But then people started seeing his association with the political elite, which people thought he was criticizing in the music that he made. And he said, oh, that he's not an activist, he's just a musician. So, which means that he used our pain. People died, and he used our pain to make music, to make more money for himself, right? So, it shows that even like now that there is a lot of kidnapping and things are going terribly wrong in Nigeria. There are a few new artists that I see who are making music about what's going, and people are enjoying those music. Like even people who are not very relevant are seeing the spotlight because they are talking about these issues. So I kind of feel like there is might still be a hunger for those type of musicians, don't you think?
yeah,
It's not
I
it's not even a question. There is a hunger. Even people are talking about these things on social media. I've seen a number of posts where people write in the comment section like, why don't you guys sing something like this? Or why don't you guys make music that will reflect this? But I feel like when it comes to making music also, irrespective of what is happening in this country, these artists are highly selective about the things they sing. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's just the extent to which capitalism is so much controlling the world, right? Because just like you pointed out, people might not really care about the pain. They care about their pockets. And that is why it is like that. Because for me, trust me, if I had five songs and three of them have deep meanings, for example, about all the things happening in this country, I would play it. For example, I discovered a song just yesterday. I can even share it with you guys. You're going to like it because it talks about life, like the struggles of life. And when you listen to this kind of things,
You can relate
it
with it.
seems the person is talking to you. You are motivated. You are learning something. And I've been playing that song on repeat since yesterday.
Well, you should share
So
it
why
with
not?
us.
Yes, the
Yeah.
hunger is there, but the music is not there.
I think I think also besides Fela, because I was just trying to do, because I know there are also people who do, but the thing is, people don't give those people their flowers. Asha, for example, is another music, although she tends to blend her music, not just Afrobeat.
Yeah,
She tends to blend with different things, but she's doing well in that space. And I think another person, which I'm not sure of the genre of music they sing, is Brimo, also tends to sing about issues that affect like social issues. But one thing I was going to comment on, which I think is also that this probably is a global problem in terms of music,
I
because
do agree with that.
we know that Michael Jackson would sing songs about liberation. Michael Jackson would sing songs about humanity. But
Well,
right now,
you are talking about Michael Jackson without talking about Tupac.
oh yeah, Tupac Shakur, yeah, exactly. I
So,
mean,
because at the time, a lot of rap musicians in the US would talk about civil rights movement and racial
yeah,
discrimination and all that. But like now, if you listen to Rick Ross and what you will hear is pussy, money, wealth, all those kinds of things. How
yeah,
many Maybach or Rolls Royce that they have?
exactly. So
So I
it's a
do agree
global
that
issue.
it's a global thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I don't
No,
know if you.
I was that was the point I was going to make.
Yeah, I think this is my thinking, and you guys can tell me what you think.
Yeah.
I think that there is space for different types of music, and Afrobeat isn't one style of music. And like my worry is that while, as TC pointed out, it's a global issue, right, with the music industry, I kind of tend to feel like there is a strong association of Afrobeat and just vibe and all this. So, but Afrobeats should have space for different types of music and especially have music that talk about the realities of our existence and our life currently. Because I feel like there is a lot of people who talk on social media and say things, but musicians, I'm not saying that they should be held to a higher standard than the average man, but they still have influence and if they sing about something, it would reach much more people than maybe us talking about this on YouTube, right? So, like, I feel like more Afrobeat artists should invest more on diverse forms of the arts and talk about this type of issues. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's definitely true, because I also do not think that everybody should in the Afrobeat space should become an activist or talking about that one
Yeah.
thing. Like there can be select people singing for the beats and giving us the beats. Then let there be people who are dedicated to singing about the social issues. And one thing
Or you
I
can do both. You can give us the beat and
exactly
also talk about this. Fela did
e-
that.
And I think one thing we need to make, not like we have power, but if this makes sense, to make clear to the people who are making an attempt, like the people we've mentioned their names, Asha and the rest of them, is that we see their work. Like there are tons of people who appreciate their work. And so they should not feel like, oh, nobody's listening. I mean, they obviously see the charts these days with Spotify and other music app. So like people are engaging with their work, and so they should keep up the vibe and give us more.
And we need to
Exactly.
give them their flowers.
Big time, big
Exactly.
time, big time.
You know the influence that these people have, of course, just like you pointed out, Prince, we are not saying that all of them should be activists or they should be acting like watchdogs over the government 24 hours. Otherwise, it would be everybody's responsibility to do that. But because of the influence they have, because of the number of people that listen to them. For instance, there are some people that, because of the love they have for Davido or Wizkid, once Wizkid comes out to make a 1 minute video to approve something, you will be surprised at the millions of people that will do that just because it was Whiskey that said it. Just that kind of opinion. I know it's complicated because when it comes to building a career, especially in the music industry, you also have to be careful the kind of things you come out to endorse because it could ruin you. But Not in a space like Nigeria where everything is almost ruined as we speak. Nobody is safe. Even if you think you are protecting your career as an artist, bandits could even kidnap you the next day and the career is gone.
Or your
And
friends and family.
even your followers, people
Big
who
time,
follow,
big
exactly, or your friends or family. I know that these people have strong security and bodyguard, but who knows? Anything can happen anytime.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
know,
another
with
another
the level of problems and financial difficulties in the country, who knows, your bodyguard might even betray you for some dollars. Anything is possible in that country. That's what I'm talking about. So if we think that we have some more special interest to protect than what is happening to us generally, then we are not seeking solutions to our problems.
yeah.
So these people should be lending voices to these things, honestly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think one person that I appreciate so much in terms of lending their voice now is Faust the bad guy. Because
Yes, fouls
yeah,
needs to be recognized. Like
yeah,
there's no
Also,
doubt.
once you mention files, please also mention Boy Spice because
Yes, true. Yeah,
recently
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
he's doing. You listen to the song, "Oh Oyibo," like the last one,
Yes,
yeah,
is so
yes.
great,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but
criticizing colonization.
the last thing I wanted to say is that like what we are saying isn't for people to do what Burna Boy did in 2020,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
don't use our pain as a source for your own career growth or for
yeah.
profit or to for capitalism, right? Because I know that once people start noticing that, oh, more people are interested in listening to this and they are going to make money from it, they would all jump into it. Like I genuinely want people who genuinely care to be the ones making this type of music, even though I know it might be challenging or impossible because we cannot control how the
But
world works. But
but Prince, do you even know the another problem is that I don't even know to what extent that we that are not the celebrities are helping issues, because a lot of other people are content creators, and once anything serious happens, a lot of people start making memes out of the situation.
true.
Can you imagine that bandits are flaunting their money on TikTok and people are dropping account numbers asking bandits to send some money to them? Yes, Nigerians are asking
You
bandits.
know, somebody I saw a post that somebody said that if they
Yeah,
want to write a book about Nigeria, they would start it with a line like you may not believe this, but this is a true life story. Some along that
exactly,
line, and like
exactly.
whenever I think about Nigeria, I feel like if you tell someone what happens in Nigeria, they would say you are a bloody liar. But it
Exactly.
is the reality. So, but
Yeah, so what I'm saying in essence is that in as much as we try to hold these artists accountable because of the level of
we should
influence they
hold ourselves
command,
accountable too.
we should hold ourselves, because who on earth could believe that people are asking bandits to send them money? And who even believes in the first place that bandits host TikTok lives in a country and nothing happens to them? But if I say anything about the government in this video, they track me down within 24 hours. Yeah. So where do we start?
Yeah. Well, let's leave it to the audience. Please take over the comment section. Tell us your thinking. Tell us what you think about Afrobeat, and tell us if you think Afrobeat has a role to play in changing what's going on in our society today. Thank you for listening. Till next time.
Yeah, share and subscribe. Thank you.